What's up, Paul? How are you doing today? So this is going to be probably fairly slow kind of time of the night. So there's probably not going to be a lot of movement. I was trying to wait too for the 4 hour candle. I was trying to wait for the 4 hour candle to print here at 9 o'clock because we should get a pretty good idea where the market's going to go. Wait for that 4 hour candle to kind of print a wick and see if it'll either go up or down. I'm thinking maybe since we got above this 50% mark of the 30-minute candle that we may be heading up there to the top of the 30-minute candle, which is at 50. I wasn't in here in time to catch the bottom. See how we kind of dipped below it. When we got back above it, probably should have been long around the 500s, but I wasn't in here when that took place. Time I got back in here, we're already up at the middle. I wanted to stream last night, but man, the market was so slow last night. The market did not move out of a range from the time we opened, almost even through London session. Like it was stuck. It was even kind of that way this morning during the New York till we finally broke out. It just did not want to move. It was just chopping real bad. I mean, it's just the kind of the power of the Nvidia, how much Nvidia moves the NASDAQ. So if we pull back to the 24 again and retest that area, I think we'll add and see if we can get another contract in there. Paul, how was your day? Did you have an okay trading day? Like I said, if we pull back again to the 24, we will add, but I don't think we're going to pull back to the 24, not until we touch those 50s. Yeah, today was a very tough trading session. If you're able to escape without really blowing up anything, I was kind of a 50-50. I was red on one funded, but green on the other. So wasn't the greatest, but wasn't the worst either. I knew better. Just once I took that red, just put it away and move to the next. And we traded one eval. So we kind of walked away early. We've been trying to just get in the market, get our trades. I should have been green all the way around. I don't know if you were methodical, man. I had the winning trade. I just paper handed it so bad that I tried jumping back in, and that's a huge mistake. Don't ever jump into trades. If you miss it, just let it go. That's where I've screwed myself over. It was that first 5 minute inside bar this morning that freaking literally probably I think it went up 100 points. So instead of a $200 to $400 win, I took a $300 loss. So, yeah, I know. It sucks. So it knocked me back down to $1,600 in that account where I wish I was over the 2,000 because I was sitting at uh, 1900. Are you ever trading this time of the night, or you just watch? I know some people watch, some people do try to trade this. Oh, is that what happened to you today? Yeah, I know. I was so annoyed. The market had me scared this morning. Like it was so choppy that I just did not trust it. It was just, it got the best of me just because of how bad we're wicking. Let's see if we can go back and, I mean, I could probably go back and find the trade because it happened this morning, somewhere between 9 and 10. Thursday. That's today. Nope. Hmm. Oh, I was like, why am I finding it? I'm looking on the 30-minute chart. Here we go. All right, let me just get on the right time frame. That's Wednesday. Wait, today is Wednesday. All right, let me turn the rest of this stuff off and let me move this over real quick. So I think we're going to hit the 50s. So the trade was right here. It was right at a nice time, right at. So what it is at 9 o'clock my time, this would have been the new 4-hour candle. And once that new 4-hour candle went, it just shot up. So this is where I would have got long here. And this is what scared me, was this pullback here. And so it basically went up and I was already at break even. So I was only in it for like 6 or 7 points. Then it came back and break even. Then time you get in again, then I got stopped out on this wick right here. Because the time I entered, I was already in the 50s for that second entry. So that's kind of how I screwed myself over this morning. As you can see, if I'd have put my stop loss here at the 14s and my entry here, even though it's a little bigger entry, we would have had a winning trade, but instead we got scared off the trade. That's the first time that's happened in a little while. Most time I've been pretty strict about it, but with those Nvidia numbers coming out today, it was just so choppy that I just did not trust any of the trades today. I'm sorry, I missed the chat, guys. I was looking at the charts. What's up, Sky Fox? How are you doing? Yeah, that's what I need not to do, is that second entry always gets you, man. I did get back into that trade on my Apex account. So I did get one trade away on Apex. So now I'm sitting at like 26,000, about 250. And so that means I only need to make about $350 before I request another trade. Then my one funded account that I requested a payout the other day got denied because I want to say I broke a rule back in November of last year. I was talking. It was pretty petty. Like I can't even remember that far back. I don't. I wish they would have reset the rule. Reset my thing. But yeah, I broke some rule back in November of last year on that account. So now I have to trade it for at least 6 more days to make $50 to get the payout. Then I think the other account that I'm fairly close to payout, I think I got about 20 trading days on it. I tried to get the trade on it today, but it didn't happen. It was still a trade day because I'm allowed 2 flip days. So if you ever get to pay out with the Apex and they deny it, since I'm like, I've only been doing this for like, a little under 2 years, I try to stick to the cheaper prop firms just because I try to just to keep my costs down from paying so much up front. But I've been pretty good about not destroying so many funded accounts. Because a lot of times if I have a bad funded day, I'll just take a break from the account. That's why I've had that one Apex account for so long. I was kind of stuck. Because every time I'd get like 1 or 2 trades from payout, I would have a bad trading day where I put myself back 2 or 3 days of trading. And so then I would take a break from it so I wouldn't go tilt. But I mainly just been using Apex and Bulanox. But I want to get a funded account with Take Profit Trader. That way you can get those, what do you call it? Where you can get like daily payouts and stuff for every $250, I think, with Take Profit Trader. Use Take Profit Trader, yeah. I've had about a couple accounts with them, but most time I end up with a free one, and it's hard to hold on to those cheap free accounts. So yeah, see, that's something I've had to do multiple times there, H. That's why I got 70 trading days on my Apex account. Solo, I've actually just started this week, because it's been so hard to grow my channel during the mornings because there's so many people streaming. And I understand, heck, I listen to different streamers all the time. It's just tough to grow your channel during the New York session because it's super saturated in the morning with streamers. So I'm going to start trying to do this at nighttime at 9 o'clock. I was going to get on here last night, but I knew today was the NVIDIA numbers. And so I knew it was probably going to be choppy as crap. And I was like, man, there's just no way I can get on there and watch the choppiness that was going on. So I didn't do it last night. I did it the night before, and the movement wasn't too bad. And tonight's really not that too bad. We got at least 50 points worth of movement. But last night, man, we were stuck in like a 20-point range. And we could be right here too. We could pop up, hit this 50, then sell all the way back down. But I'm still doing the same trades as I was doing. But a lot of times I'm just not streaming it. A lot of times I'll just get on here, try to take my trades and be done, turn off the charts and walk away. Or either that or just watch, whatchamacallit, just watch your trading view charts. And this way you're not tempted to jump back in and get FOMO. I was breaking down how I paper handed my winning trade this morning, that I should have been green on all my, the 3 accounts that I traded, but instead I was green on 2 and red on 1. You do the demos once you're done. I've still been doing the 5 seconds, but I've been doing it a little bit different. All right, so we're not going to have a... We already kind of get in the pot before that 4-hour candle. So I've been trying to get on right before the new 4-hour candle, because usually you can kind of maybe tell which way the market's going to go. What's that new 4-hour candle? I was going to wait for it to create a wick, and wherever way it goes, we're going to either hop in long or short. I did not expect us to get to that 50 so soon. I'm not going to lie. I thought I'd be sitting here for an hour waiting for us to get to that 50. So what this is, if you see these these pretty 3 pink lines on here, this is nothing but the 30-minute candle. This is all this is. So this is the bottom of the 30-minute candle. This is the top of the 30-minute candle. And this is the middle. Let's see here if I can... All right, so this is trading view. So this is all this is. So this is the opening range, or, you know, opening range high, opening range low. And you can kind of just say, hey, it opens at 5 o'clock. And right here, it pretty much kind of closes off at about, what, 5:25. Then it restarts at 5:30. So you might as well just say this is the 30-minute candle. And so how I got in this position is I saw us push above the 50% pullback, and then we retested the 50%. Then that's where we got long. Because if you kind of go back and look at all these charts with this candle, you can see that it respects the 50% pretty much. So even same here, kind of top to top. See how this one pulled back, went back down to the bottom before it went back up. So I wonder if we could hit this and go all the way back down. But I'm going to wait till after the 4 o'clock candle comes, and we'll see which way it's going to go. Oh, do you like to do the 50% too? Yeah. I know Fish Lips, he does this market too, and that's what a lot of his entries are, on 50% of the pullback. Did anybody full send some evals on this earnings this evening with the Nvidia? I was watching Methodical Man. I saw him. He full sended funded accounts today. I think I saw where he said he made like $2,000 on his accounts. I don't know if it put him over his percentage, but I know he full sent them. I don't know. He did. I think he got like $2,000 in 3 different funded accounts. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I know he told me he was going to try to do something like that, where he said that he was going to be shooting for like $10,000. Because I think he was going to use he was going to try to get like 100 points. But see, I think it went to the upside, and the ones that he was looking for 100 went to the downside. Because I'm pretty sure he would have been short either here or here, and it went down 180 points. What, about 440, 430? So yeah, almost 200 points to the downside. But the only thing about when you do this type of stuff, what do we got? 2 minutes left for the 4-hour candle. The only thing about doing this sometimes is you'll get stuck in trades and it'll freeze up and there's nothing you can do about it. And then if you try to say something to the prop firms, it's like, well, you just pretty much just what happens when you gamble the news. Because it is, end of the day, it's just gambling the news. You're just putting one short, one long, because that's, pretty much what you're doing. I've done it before, but I've never done it with a funded account. I don't think I have the boys to do that, to throw a funded account down. Oh, were you in his lobby when he did that today? All right, we're about to have a new 4 minute candle, or 4 hour candle here. I'm kind of curious if we're gonna be able to break these 50s. Let me go to a 4 hour chart. This way I can see that candle, what it does. Right now, yeah, I think he used 5 minis today solo. Right now, the 4 minute candle is just kind of indecisive, so kind of really have not got any kind of movement on it yet. Ah, come on. Yeah. I'm surprised he's not in here. What if he got up, went home and went to bed already? I'm not sure if I feel like he had baseball practice or something this evening. The top of that thing is, you almost need to see a pullback for the 50% all the way back to the 37s. Maybe hit the 37s, then go. Unfortunately, this is probably the slowest time of the night as far as the market goes. Oh, he said he had to do lawn today. A lot of time, this time of the night, it loves to pull back to 50%, then bounces. So you should get a pullback into your 9 EMA here at the 37s, 38s, 40s. The next wick up on this is 68. So maybe if we get above 50 and hit 50, we can hit the bottom of this wick on the 4-hour candle sitting at the 67, 68s. We got about 10 minutes or 10 seconds left on this 5-minute candle here. Wow. What kind of trades is that taking solo to make 400 bucks or $1,400? Is it just taking momentum trades? I've never had any luck with any kind of self-trading or any kind of bot. I'm definitely liking the longs here above 50. As long as we stay above 50. But I wish we would have got the 50% pullback first. Let's see. Looks like we pull back into that wick there. That wick got hit. A lot of times it's a good way to kind of get an idea of where we're going to pull back to as far as the wicks go. See, we already hit that one. Is that like a paid bot solo? And you just kind of adjusted it to the way you want it to trade? I think so. I've used the strategy analyst before. It's been a while. We're just going to leave that there. The blue line here is the 50% of the pullback of this leg here. So we're trying to wait and see if we get some kind of pullback first before we consider this long. Because like I said, I think we could push up to the 68s. We have a big wick on the push down here at the 68, 67, 66. Let's see. Then relevant equal highs, not quite equal highs, but fairly close in here at 80. Yeah, I'm not going to jump in this unless we pull back. So if it goes, it just goes. I'll have to just sit here and watch. Because I know what happens. If I try to jump in this, get the FOMO, and it'll just end up pulling back on me. That's crazy that you were able to use that to get a code. I mean, for them to code that for you. So what did you do? Ask the Google AI just to design you a code for Ninja? What's up, methodical man? I thought we were thinking maybe you were in bed. That's why I was like, I thought methodical man was going to show up, but he must be asleep. They said you had to mow the lawn. He's like, I'm awake. Had to take care of the manly duties, cut the grass. Man, you gotta start saying you got too many teenage boys at home to be mowing the yard, man. You gotta get one of them teenage boys to get out there and mow the grass. Uh, Unfortunately, methodical man, we already took our trade, so I don't know if we're gonna get another trade without some kind of pullback. We took this pullback off of 24 here, so we took it from 24 to 50. I highlighted it pink just for you, though. I'm kind of wondering if we're going to rerun these wicks up here to 80. And we got a big, on a 4-hour candle, we got a really nice like wick sitting at 67. So you would think that we'd want to take out the 66 first. 66, 67, 68 area. No, 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 no. I discussed that a little bit earlier. With the market so choppy this morning, I just did not trust it, and it ended up costing me $300 because I did that old go to break even, then jump back in, then it pulled back to 50% of that candle and stopped me out. I know it, bang. I was waiting for you to tell me about it, but I didn't talk to you today on the phone. I did jump in on it with my other Apex funded, and I think I got about $200 out of it. So right now we're sitting at 26,250. So I'm only 350 away from submitting another payout. I just hopefully next month we'll get a couple of payouts if we get those 6 trades with both accounts. So it ended up from the low of the previous day high. Man. Yeah, I know. After I got my trade with my Apex account, we just shut it off. So I ended up taking a flip day on the other account because I didn't get my $50. So I think we actually lost like $4 because of fees and stuff. So instead of needing 8 trades of at least $200, now I'm back to needing at least 9 to 10. So we added an extra trading day today. Unless I do the $400, if you go to the $400, then, you know. So this is somewhat of a pullback here on the 5-minute if the 50 holds up. I really wanted to see the pullback here. This is the 50% of the move here, or 50% of the leg here back at the 40s. So that's what I'd kind of like to see. So when did Nutty start his 24-hour stream, Methodical Man? Did he just start that 2 hours ago? I know, Solo. uh, I'm hoping we lose this 50. I wouldn't mind seeing us lose this 50 and push all the way back. Yeah, you'd imagine it'd be pretty tough to get through that, especially, I want to say, from time it hits that 1, 2 o'clock, kind of leading up to the London session. That's where it would start getting tough. That 2 or 3 o'clock. Unless he stayed up all night or he slept all day. That's the only way I could see maybe he did it. He slept all day. Right now, guys, this 50 is holding up. But like I said, I really didn't want to get long at the 50. I'd much rather, I mean, I want to get a trade to push up to that 67, 68 area, but we're just not going to get that 50% pullback. I'm not going to jump in. But if you look at the 4-hour candle, it has no really wick on the top and the wick's on the bottom. So that's why I said that I was waiting for that wick and try to jump in whatever direction the 4-hour candle goes. So it created the wick. There's the close of the bottom of the candle. And most of the time it'll just continue up. But it looks like we're going to miss it because I didn't want to FOMO in. The pink line held, guys. The pink line held. So that was the top of your 30-minute candle at the 50. So that's why we kept finding support. We just could not break back below that 30-minute opening range. Nice. If anybody had the kahunas to hop in that on the retest of the 50, I did not, because I was looking for the 50% pullback to the 40. This is what this line here is. This is the 50% of the leg here. So I was hoping that we would get the pullback here, then go. Because I knew if I tried to jump in on this on the 50, we were just going to end up pulling back. And I really don't want to dig myself in a hole at this time of the night, because it's really hard to dig yourself out. That's the only thing about trading at this time of the night. Because, man, if you get in the red, it is hard to get out of the red because you just do not have the volatility, volume to get out. I don't know. He said he could maybe take a little nap. Well, Coke and ice. Methodical man, don't forget to update your Bulinox code tonight. It expires tonight at 12, so just be aware of that. So since Bulinox did not give us a new code, so starting tomorrow until they do, it's going to be 45% off. So, but if you go buy 80% off, tomorrow morning they'll come out with a 90%. We're hoping they give us a 90% off for the Labor Day weekend this weekend, kind of going into Monday. Yeah. Like I said, guys, I couldn't jump in. I really wanted to see the pullback, even though I did like the 50 as far as support. That's what we got the pretty pink line there for. So I took my last trade off of the 24 down here for the support there. This is where we had our take profit sitting at 49. We only made like $50 because we only traded a few micros. So, but I was hoping to try to get a second trade because I figured we would hit those 68s. Because if you go over and look at the 4-hour chart, there's a big down wick from today's 1 o'clock candle or 2 o'clock candle. So here's the wick sitting at the bottom of here. So if you are long, kind of be prepared that you're probably going to run into some resistance at 67, 68. Then if you get through that, we should make it all the way up to the 80s and 90s. So you should pop that, pull back. Then if we get back up through tonight, we should hit the 90s overnight. Because you can also see it here on the 5 minutes. So what is that? Right there at the 90s. A lot of downward wicks. So especially right there. That's what who needed. You're talking about Nutty? I don't really see him taking it's really hard to take trades at this time of the night, honestly, guys. I don't know how many of you guys actually trade this time of the night. I have never traded on fundeds this time of the night. If I get on here and trade, most time it's just evals, just because I'm not used to trading this time of the day or this time of the night. So maybe later down the road after I get comfortable with it, but at the moment, I don't know it well enough to trade it. The only thing that I've been using as far as the nighttime goes is the 4-hour candle. So this is why I usually get on right before the 4-hour candle opens. Because a lot of times you can be like, okay, once we get a wick on the 4-hour candle, we get a little body. Most of the time you can at least maybe get 10, 12 points out of this. So this is what I've been using the 4-hour candle for at this time of the night, just so I can maybe get an idea which way the market's going to go. So, Methodical Man, what were these those profits that you made on that Nvidia news today. Who did I saw that you said you made $2,000. Who were the prop firms that you made that on? That's what I was telling Solo about a while ago. I was asking if anybody else traded the Nvidia news today, but I don't think anybody else did. I think you were the only one gambling over there, Methodical Man, putting the boys on the table. I'm surprised you did it with funded accounts though, because you know sometimes that stuff gets your butt stuck in trades and you can't get out. And I'd be scared to do that with funded accounts. All right, so we should get another little retest of 50 here. Like I said, I want to see the retest of the 40s. I think that'd be perfect, but I just don't know if we'll get back through the 50s. Where did we get up to? We got up to what? 65? Man, right at it. Yeah, he hedged them today. I mean, it was fairly close with that wick, but it wasn't a touch. So if you go over to the 4-hour candle, it's like right there in the middle. So it looks like we hit 65. The bottom of that wick's at 67. So not quite the 66, 67. So you would have missed it by a point if that was your profit target. So this is what I was saying. Like, you know, if you're looking for areas where the market goes, especially this time of the night, man, just go over and look at your 4-hour candles and look at down wicks. So you can almost get an idea where the market's going to go and where the reverse is and where not to get long or short at. So hopefully we'll get a pullback here. Then maybe we can continue through this wick onto the next one, which is sitting up there at the 80s and 90s. I mean, it's like we're just straight up. I mean, this is a lot of 5-minute candles. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's like 10 5-minute candles just straight up. Yeah, I'm not sure what prop firm he was using, Solo. I want to say it was Bulanox. It was either probably Bulanox or no, because I know he said he made 2,000. I don't know if it would have been Take Profit Trader, because I think usually with 50Ks you only can make 1,000. Not really. On what is that? What, Take Profit Trader? Or they don't have that once you're funded, do they? It's only with the evaluations that they have that, where you have to make 2 trades of 50%. That was probably the 50% mark too. The 76. Like I said, I'd want to see a pullback at least to the 40s. I think that would be the safer play. If you can get a pullback here, bounce out of this section, then straight up. Let's see, who else is... Methodical Man, did you blow any evals today? Or blow any funded accounts today? What about you, Solo? Did you blow any today on the choppy mess this morning before the NVIDIA news? Or did you just kind of play it safe? There was some pretty tough trading this morning until we started moving. So it was tough. It was definitely chopping people up because I kept watching different people and there was multiple people just getting chopped up this morning. I think even Patrick was struggling there at first, but I think he caught that big move on the way up. But this morning, I think he was getting hammered too. Ooh, look at this ugly 1 minute candles, guys. So whenever you were using that bot, Solo, did you so did you just put in the abbreviation? Like, how did you phrase your question when asking AI to make you a trading strategy bot? Where is that at? Yeah, it's been a while since I've used the, what do you want to call it? The, oh, okay. So there's your 50 retest. I'm hoping we kind of lose the 50. You got the bot to take the first 5-minute inside bar. Yeah, that one does work really well. I love the 5. I just hated that I paper handed today. I was so annoyed that I had to get off the Bulanock charts before I made more mistakes. So we had to walk away. We didn't want to have us a tilt moment. So that's usually what happens, man. Just walk away so you don't have a tilt and do something stupid and dig yourself in a bigger hole. Let's see here. Wait a minute. Oh, you shared it with Myth in the Discord? Okay, I'll go look at it. Discord. Let's see. How long ago was it when you shared it? Oh, is that just the... I wonder if we're going to stay below. I almost want to short these 50s. Actually, we'll add 2. If 50s will be our line in the sand. If we get back above 50s, we'll close this. We're getting back above the 50s. Got about $40, $50 to work with still. So hopefully this is a teaser. Let me go to the 5-minute chart. I think I get a better idea of what it's going to do with the 5-minute chart. Yeah, 5-minute chart looks like it's going to stay above it because the body's still above the 50. We'll see what happens with this next candle here. If the candle doesn't show any red, we'll just close this. And this could just be one big old bull flag here too. Just a 3-candle pull back and pop. All right, here we go. Right now we're in this for 4 points, so $18, $20. You can see what we're losing as it goes here. This is an evaluation too, guys, and we're up about $740. So that's why we're keeping our losses small. This way, if we do take a loss, it's not like too devastating for the next day. I should have switched over to the 5 minutes before we took that, because that 1 minute, I got the FOMO with that 1 minute, watching that 1 minute chart, and should know better. That's the only thing about watching that 1 minute chart. A lot of noise kind of gets you into those positions. All right, we're just gonna close that. This way, we're only out about $20. It's probably gonna go to that 68. So I do have a indicator solo that shows you that what you want to call it, the 5 minute inside bar on Ninja, but it doesn't take it for you. I'm so annoyed that I took that on the 1 minute. God, I don't know why I should have done that. It was this candle right here. I saw that 1 minute with that wick, and I should have switched over to the freaking. So how did it make you $1,400? Did it just keep taking the 5 minute inside bar over and over? Or is that what it's made this week? Let's see. Oh, oh, okay. Is that the one that's from the AI? Okay. Okay. That makes plenty of sense. Did Nutty take a break? No. He's just quiet. There's just not really a lot to do here, guys. Like I said, I hate that. It annoys me that we was not looking at the 5-minute charts before we entered that last one. The 1-minute charts to me is only really good if you're trading high volatility in the morning during New York session. But tonight, this nighttime, to me, I kind of like the higher time frames, like with the 5-minute, where it seems like you don't get faked out as much. And I didn't think about that whenever I switched over to the 1-minute chart. Unfortunately, we lost about half of our profit too. We were sitting at about $50. That kind of knocked us back down to 26. Yeah, hopefully for most of us that use Bulinox that they come out with some kind of 90% code for the Labor Day weekend. Solo, what time is it where you're at? Because I know you said you live in a different country. What's your time at? Is it almost daylight where you're at? Or almost daytime? Oh, who is it that's... I'm trying to think who that was then. No, you're Chicago. Well, hell, you're in the same time frame. I can't remember then. Well, heck, we're in the same time zone then, because I'm in Central too. It's it's 7 o'clock Thursday morning for you. Whew, you are ahead, man. That's like 10 hours. Goodness. Hmm. Man, I don't think I could ever live in a big city solo. I know every time I have to go back to Georgia to visit some family, have to drive through Atlanta, and God, that place is just I can't even stand driving through Atlanta. And the traffic's so horrible. Everybody's in a life or death situation to get somewhere. Every time I go through there, I'm like, God, I don't see how these people handle going through this every single day. I know you got to have some like crazy breakdowns to be living in a high traffic area, just because of the madness that it can bring with it, with people just driving crazy. I live in a small town, not really a small town. I think 50,000 people. I think how many people live here? Well, compared to a big city, I guess it's small. I guess you can say a medium city, not really a small. A lot more homes and stuff are here than anything. The only reason why we have as many people as we do live here is just because of Walmart. Walmart makes a lot of people move here. That's another thing that's crappy because no one's from this area. So I'm still thinking since we're going to continue higher, more likely we're probably either going for the 80s, especially if we push through those 66, 67 range. I'm not sure if we'll get another pullback to get another possible entry. I'm kind of hoping it stalls out here where we can get that 20 EMA pullback. But I know we're going to probably be streaming in the morning too, because I don't have anything to going on tomorrow, so we'll just be around the house for most part. Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll stay on here another like 10 or 15 minutes. Then, like I said, we'll be back in the morning for the New York session. Unfortunately, what's going to suck is we took the 5-minute trade at work today, so tomorrow what's going to suck if it fails. Because that'll give me back-to-back losers where I shouldn't have a loss today, but that's what happens whenever you paper hand trades. So these lines that are drawn out here after I get off, what this is the 30-minute candle. So the top of the 30-minute candle is sitting at 550. The middle of it sitting around the 24, and the bottom of it is sitting around the 50. So this would be your 30-minute candle. And that's what we're using to trade off of, is the 30-minute candle for support and resistance on these lower time frames. So what time is it usually when New York opens for you, Paul? So if it's 7 o'clock there now, and it's what, 10 o'clock here, I still have what, 10 more hours before New York opens for myself. So what's that, 2 plus 8? Yeah, 10 more hours. So man, that's like 7, 8 o'clock at night for you, huh? 8 o'clock at night. Okay, 5:30. Yeah, more than likely, this is probably all the price action we're going to get probably till midnight. So I feel luckily we was able to at least catch one trade before the market kind of died off. We were able to catch at least one from the 24 to the 50. So we still caught about 20 points out of that, but unfortunately we did lose about half of that while ago. But like I said, we will be back for the New York session tomorrow, because I don't really have anything going on. So I'll just be pretty much just sitting around the house all day tomorrow. You have Asia and London mid-morning, New York late. Yeah, see, that's nice. I wish I could wake up for the London session, but dude, I just cannot wake up. It's like 2 o'clock my time when the London session happens, and I just don't have it in myself to wake up at 1:30 in the morning and just be like coherent or even able to even focus to think about which way the market's going to go and what the market's going to do. I definitely couldn't get on here and stream and talk about the freaking market at freaking 2 o'clock in the morning. There's still some other guys still streaming late. Like I said, I don't know if any of you guys watch Nutty Bar. Nutty Bar says he's going to be streaming for 24 hours. I don't know if anybody's in his lobby over there. Which it looks like he kind of walked away, so he must be taking a break. Nothing. Well, definitely thanks everybody for tuning in this evening. If you're new here, if you wouldn't mind hitting the subscribe button. We're still on the goal to try to hopefully eventually get to the 1,000 subscribers. So we need, what, 170 more? Which we haven't really been pushing it or even really been in a big hurry to try to get to the 1,000 subscribers marks either. So... Well, Paul, if you do continue trading the rest of the night, good luck. Hopefully you don't get too chopped up or too grinded, because I feel like we're just going to pretty much just grind from here on out the rest of the night, probably until 12, 1 o'clock, right before the Asia market opens. Which... I've always welcomed the grind, because that's what I look at whenever I'm looking at New York session. If we don't have very big movement in New York, I mean, not New York, but in the Asia and in London, usually the New York will be a really good session. So last night was a super choppy session, but I didn't really know what to make out of that since I knew we had NVIDIA numbers. But as you can see, you can look at this. It was super choppy this morning before it finally kind of broke out, but then it just kind of went back to chop again. I mean, it was pretty much a tough, choppy day with little movements here and there, it looks like, then until we had this big NVIDIA number. All right, guys, thank everybody for watching tonight. Like I said, we will be back for the New York session, at least to take the 5-minute trade, because that's our main one that we've been taking recently. Even though we paper handed it, it kind of put us back a little bit. So we were at 1,900. So now we're pretty much back to 1,600. So it kind of puts one extra day of trading on me, because I needed like 8 more $200 trading days to get the payout. And now we're going to either need 9 or 10. It looks like probably 9, because we should catch some runners here or there. So then with Apex, I did get a winning trade on the other funded account that I'm pretty close to pay out. I think we need, $350, because we're sitting at 26,250 something, or somewhere in the high 200s. So hopefully September we can get multiple payouts is what I'm hoping for September. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll be back in the morning.